Hello, my name is Brooke Rader. This is my classroom. Okay, I don't know what to say on this. So as you walk in the classroom, it's a little bit different now because of the COVID situation. Usually we have a group tables in the middle and then centers kind of all the way around. But for now, the way that it's set up is such. We have the students who, when we do whole group instruction, sit here at their desk. Each student kind of has their own communication system set up. So this student here doesn't need as high level as the core boards that are using. So we just have, we use some assistive technology and work on that. Or she can't, it's like not working out because it's not on. So, and then we also have, each of the students kind of have all their own stuff here in their areas. And then again, some students have their communication, this student has their communication, fringe vocabulary in a whole book. And then the other student just kind of has core words because they're kind of verbal and they can verbalize the fringe words they need, but they just kind of have that to help them build sentences. Let's see here. Since Kelly Mill Med Pro is a STEAM magnet, we focus a lot on like the science, technology, engineering, arts, and math with the medical component because part of inclusion is that we participate in these school-wide school-wide, whatever they are, programs because we also are an avid demonstration site. So, like here's kind of like our fun little STEAM table that we've made some stuff. So we've got DIY beehives, wrestling ring when News to You had the world, like the wrestling champs, rainmakers, storms, we did some painting, we made a little hen house and chickens, we did life cycle of the chicken. So when the kids rotate through, and I just have a visual schedule on the board that we run that you can't really see. The students right now, we use a timer, and the students pretty much know their schedule for the day, so they don't really need much, but we just, it's there as we go. So we have our breakfast, our morning meeting, bathroom. We do whole group unique, and it's about 50 minutes, and we do, now we're doing the News to You, and then we have lunch, recess, and our one-on-one for our centers. So we do our centers in here as well. They were set up so it's like kind of like over here to the right is our science center, and the students will come over and they'll work on something that we're talking about or something related to their goals. So even if they're working on like reading fluency, like they will have to read a book based on their level based on a science topic. So everything here is science related. They can have choices, like we have circuit boards, which are surprisingly fun for them to do because they're snap circuits, and so it's actually easier than it looks. And then they also can choose, like over here, if they have some free time, if they want to do like a lava bottle, or like some kind of sensory bottle. This is a glow board, so it glows, or if they want the plasma ball, they can play with that. Then over here is our technology center, and it was set up to where there were more tables here. This is kind of like where we play games. We have a green screen, and then with the STEAM grant, we got iPads. We do like simple programming, like with Spheros, but it's really you just can kind of control the ball with your finger on the iPad. And we have spectrums and music, and then one of my parents bought us a microphone, so that's fun, kind of. And so this is just kind of like an extension of this area here, and usually it's kind of all in a corner, but it's because of COVID it's not. So then we have our games, and then we also have picture choice boards. They're just not out right now. Then if you come over here, this is our medical center. So it's kind of a flip on the task box, I guess, with the teach method, but they still have to do it. So what we do is, and it's really, really simple because I needed to do it quickly and I didn't really want to make a whole lot. I had a bunch of these dry erase boards, and so I just put some Velcro on it, and I essentially had like all of these already made up. So we just put the student's name here, and then we line up our task boxes for independent work, and all of them, except for just a few, are like medical ones. So like matching doctor's tools, matching first aid supplies, some daily living stuff just as simple as putting toothbrushes and toothbrush holders, that kind of stuff. And then we have like our fun like little pop-up books. So yeah, and this poster is actually, you can use it with the iPad. And we did body systems in here as well, but it pops out, so it like opens up. So it's really kind of cool. They just like to really look at it. And then some of the students really kind of get into it, so. And then over here is our math area. It's a little lackluster right now, but we work a lot in here on measuring and using a ruler to identify numbers and to draw and such. So they had to practice making rows of a garden, because we've been talking about gardening. So this is kind of like plotting here on this, and of course money, but then we have two kind of seats here that we can work with, and then we just kind of keep stuff ready to grab based on like the students' goals here and this. So this is this room. This is like, I guess, a lot of our academic stuff, and we have books and stuff, little mini libraries over there. So yeah, they can get books and things, and we also have adaptive PE over here because we can just quickly move all the tables and open it up. And then if you come over here, typically I do have signs where you can match numbers to it, but we don't really use this right now. Like I said, I always try to keep visuals around the classroom. So like even over here, I think Katie got it earlier with the core boards here. I always try to keep as much communications accessible as possible in locations that I think they might need it. So if someone's looking down, they might need the bathroom, or they're hungry, or they need a drink, or there's stuff around the walls that they can use as well. And then if you come over here, this is kind of where we have our more of our daily living activities. We do quite a few things here. We have like a school-wide recycling kind of thing going on, to where it's not necessarily we're sorting recyclables like plastics and metals and things, or paper. We actually store for the school like paper towel tubes. So students have to also they'll have to take labels off and clean things, and then we have to organize by, and these used to all have pictures, but since we moved it, we changed it all. So then they have to be able to put things back where the pictures are, and then when we have a school like STEAM-wide event, we can make, if teachers request it, make little baggies. So we practice sequencing that way. So if they need 2 paper towel rolls and a string, then we just put it in a bag and then we give it to the teachers. So that's kind of that one. And then let's see, so we do a lot of cooking, but we also use these tables for gardening. I have kind of a gardening cart over there, and we actually outside have 4 little, we have flowers and vegetables planted, but they're outside right now. So this is just, I guess, just the kitchen that's used for a variety of different things. On the refrigerator, so I also have peer tutors that come in, and everybody, when all the students are here, they get a visual like this for their agenda, so they know what to do and kind of where they're supposed to be at. Again, I keep things around, just like, lunch in the classroom doesn't really count, just put that on the floor. And so they can ask for those things. And I also have their magnetic, so if I need to pull off yes and no really quick, then I can. Right now I have it set up to where I'm doing instruction here with a computer facing down, and the kids are facing the board so that everybody can watch it when we do cook. And the students are also responsible for doing laundry, and we do like our folding and everything over here, sorting towels and aprons and hats, and obviously we mop as well. Let's see. So over here too, if we use these sometimes when students need some help or they need to learn how to do a skill, and these are our 4 major things that we have going on right now. And so they can just take these kind of with them. Everything, if it can be magnetic, I use magnets because then I can take them someplace. And also, I don't get all the Velcro, because getting the glue from the Velcro off of something is really hard. So I like to use it's like quick tricks, because I have it all. Typically for like the teaching assistants, you'll also see like visuals posted around as well. And usually I have a whole section kind of devoted to staff assignments, and I make them kind of a book about the students and that kind of thing. So these are just some just quick reminders. And then, even here, if I need some kind of breakdown of what we should do, it's not like posted where everybody can see it, but the staff can kind of have an idea of where to go. And of course, this is my favorite one here, 5 rules of dodgeball. So as far as de-escalation, dodging and dodging. Again, I have this here. When our school also, we have to be able to prove that we're using technology. And so this was something that I created so that students, when we have visitors come in, they can they can check off and say, okay, this is what technology I use today. Because again, we're the STEAM school, we have to highlight every single thing like this. So that's kind of that. This is more of an extension of our recycling stuff. And then I have art over there, and yes, and then gardening. Next year, actually, this section here will be a gardening center because we're going to have indoor hydroponic gardens because we cook a lot. It just didn't come this year, but because it wasn't safe, so now I'm getting a different thing. Okay. All right. Again, we have our little recyclable things because we can throw stuff in there and sort, and as a trash can. That's not there. Let me see that. This is something else that I do in here as well because, again, being an AVID demonstration school, you have to have classroom ambassadors, and we do that too. So I don't think this is even charged, but when someone comes in, usually this is posted over by the door, and we just use these talking bricks, and then I have pictures for every class that I teach, and so the students we usually have to hand the right clipboard to the students, but they can hit the button that says, hello, welcome to the classroom. Today we're learning about money, so that gives them a chance, and then it also covers, when you have an observation and people want to know what your learning objectives are, you don't have to it's because they want so much from you. So I just kind of keep it, and this actually never changes because we're always doing the same stuff in school store. So speaking of school store, this is kind of, we last year and this year, this is the first year we started doing t-shirts, but we have a school store. We make t-shirts and we also sell merchandise for like notebooks and supplies to teachers and students kind of at a good price. But it's really great for our students because, again, here, instead of just having the same thing kind of over and over again each day, what we do is we try to make product to sell. So it kind of emulates what they might do like in a job situation. And so like we made these little first aid kits since we're a medical, the STEAM M. And anyway, and so they have to put the price tag on it for my right price, and they have to put the sticker on it, and they have to be able to open and close the container. So they learn all of that stuff, kind of in one thing here. Another thing that they do to help out in the store is match envelopes. I know we all have this task box. Put the card in the envelope. So what they do with this is they have to tuck the card and then put it in the bag and seal the bag instead. And then they have to put our sticker on it, and they have to put the price tag on it. So there are lots of multi-steps in doing this way. And then all the profits that we get from the school store, which aren't any, they're supposed to come back and help fund this classroom because I do have so much. So yeah, we also have, you're right, it will probably be like 20 minutes. And we also have a button maker, which is a lot of fun for kids to use, and it's really easy. And it's been a great way to kind of boost morale. So at the beginning of the year, we made these little marigold buttons, and we put a little QR code on the back, and we had like a little raffle, and our whole theme was marigolds. And so the students got to pass those out, but what was even cooler was that we took them and the students had to go to the mail room and file them. So we just try to do that. And we also make deliveries, so we'll take like postcards, or not postcards, but whatever, the index cards. Write the teacher's room number on them and their name, and the student has to match the room number to the name, or the room number to what's on outside their door, or their name, whichever one they can do. And then even like for asynchronous stuff at home for kids to work when everybody was out, I sent home like pens, and they just had to put them in the bag, and that kind of stuff. And the same thing with recycling. They had to count stuff out and put it in bags. So yeah, so here's kind of our t-shirt. We make our t-shirts. The students, we use a Cricut, and then the students, we could put the vinyl on. Just like today, we had an order for volleyball t-shirts, so I have peer tutors too coming in, and all the students help. They love to peel it. I'm having one student now who's getting really good at finding out, where to kind of pick through it all, so they really enjoy doing that. And then we have our irons. They can practice ironing with supervision. Here, always supervision. So that's good, and they really enjoy that. And then I guess the last thing is here too, when we are back in business, we always have a stand. We have students usually come in, and then we use other assistive technology. This doesn't have batteries in it right now, but we usually have this all set up. So we have our money in our cash drawer. It all has to be sorted, coins and bills. We usually have some kind of prompt of like, a visual of how much things cost. And then you push a button, hello, welcome to the school store. Like my name is, they have to say their name, that kind of stuff there. And then since we do a lot of t-shirts, we will, like one of my students is practicing hanging up shirts. So we are hanging up shirts every day and ironing shirts every day. And we even have the students making these fun tie-dye shirts. So we have tie-dyes here, and now we're getting fancier. So like you can see the difference. Well, this one's actually not a bad one, but like this one's a bad one. So like you can see like when we first started tie-dyeing, because like they just want to squeeze it. They don't want to like take their time, to now we're tie-dyeing and being able to squeeze with more control. So that's kind of my classroom.